let's start by getting out of the way the fact that during the entirety of the introductory cutscene, I had a smile glued to my face because it brings flooding back all of those memories of the wonder, mystery, novelty, and utter dedication to their own world that was present in the Elder Scrolls team, that they brought to life right before our very eyes, and not simply as a passive piece of media that you just so happen to be watching roll by on the screen, but that you yourself have the glory of participating and playing in. And I cannot tell you how much joy it brings me that Bethesda got this one right. Your parents lived in Palatine, and your childhood memories are filled playing and running around in the jungles or the pristine beaches. Could perhaps have a little bit better grammar there, but we'll do it up anyway. Let's see. I've heard of sleeveless tunics, but sleeveless characters is a touch more concerning. Compared to the original, the crispness of the restylization and one-to-one ratio of the mapping between old and new, literally, as a qualitative metric, is phenomenal. And there have been many attempts that have been tried across film, music, and most certainly video games, and I have got to say that is by far one of the very best examples that I have seen yet. If the rest of the game carries all of those features forward, as was just put on full display, this is going to be one that gets hundreds of hours put into it by me alone. What shall we name our character? Well, he's big, he's orange, and he's very sneaky. I think we gotta go with Garfield. While they certainly lifted the original theme, the visual motifs whereby they executed are not only significantly higher fidelity, but do not sacrifice a tremendous amount of that relatively low contrast mode of doing things that the original Oblivion did, as opposed to some of the more whimsic, fanciful, fairy tale types of directions they could have taken it, as was seen in, for example, the transition from Dragon Age Origins, and even with a slight lean into the MMO stylings of Dragon Age Inquisition that happened in Veilguard, that sort of simification effect that I personally find extremely unpleasant and distasteful, for that series anyway. That would be our issue here. I need to bump down some of these settings. I certainly want kind of all of these, honestly. Well, let's see how that holds. Still tanking. Awesome. Well, better as that is, we can always upscale. That is an option. Wow. Okay. What if we go the opposite direction? Oh my lord. It's like playing Minecraft. Okay. Let's try 53 instead. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think that's the split. That's the sacrifice. That's the cut, G. Or that seems to be the general trend. That sort of non-offensification, smoothing out of all of that texture and vision of the medium itself, raising that contrast for the sake of presentability to the audience. Instead, something more on the order of taking the art style of some of the Witcher entries and blending that all together with that especial gray, but not grim, dark fantasy of the Elder Scrolls. And in that, preserving the message of the medium itself. Not just any medium, but this specific vein.
Wake up, kitty kitty. That's it. There's a rat
Hello.
in my cell, Khajiit. A fat, tasty rat. Does the kitty
Is it you?
want it? Is the kitty hungry?
Yes, I will absolutely consume your remains. Your entrails, mine. Oh, okay, well, if you're offering, then happily, yeah. Hand him over. What will we go with? What? Well, I tend to play High Elf just because of their magic stats, which I will be doing a stealth magic hand-to-hand, if possible, type of character here. Just because stealth is fun, magic is even more fun, but specifically I want to do as non-lethal, pro-pacifistic kind of thing that I can, because this run of games that I'm doing between Jazzpunk, Yes Your Grace, and Oblivion are meant to be less directly aggressive than usual, so I'll be building on that idea.
First, they starve you.
Then they beat you. Then, if you're lucky, they'll kill you. That's right. You're going to die in here.
Hey, you hear that?
I sure do, buddy.
For you.
Ah, yes, they are coming for me to let me out. I was praising quite heavily earlier during the cutscene, as well as, naturally, in the beginning of showing up in the prison cell, how the aesthetics were carried over directly from the original Oblivion, and I think that the Magicka menu probably is one of those that could have used a little bit of tweak. Where everything else has seemed hunky-dory so far, and I very much appreciated, having this static little bar down in the corner that kind of jumps and hitches and hikes between point to point. For a remaster, I'm a little disappointed in seeing that they didn't smooth that out. It feels like a bit of a missed opportunity there, and I guarantee that there will be others in the future who mod that to be a little bit more in line with everything else, but for now, standing as it is, it could be better.
We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
Yeah, happily. All is well. Go ahead. There's absolutely nothing to be concerned about.
Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
Me?
I've seen you.
Really? Is that so?
See your face. You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. God's given
Today
me
is the
strength.
day. What's going
Attack
on?
my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
Really? Then why am I in jail?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
I sure hope not. Especially after all of that, well, we don't need to talk about that. It is so terribly pleasing to see lanterns in place of torches or braziers here, when all kinds of fantasy settings, and I believe even the original Oblivion, forgot that oil lamps existed. Not only is it a far cry to assume that hot open burning coals is the only way to light an area, but as a matter of fact, they kinda suck at it. Not only to install, but also to upkeep. It's good to see that the Bethesda team recognized, hey, this old trope maybe needs a bit of an update. Well done. Although, having a chain directly attached to a stone ceiling is a bit of a stretch, admittedly. Oh, dude! The Mythic Dawn robes are so drippy. Oh, come on now. You can't tell me that Garfield here does not look like the ultimate #1 badass warrior. This is excellent. Look, look at the top of his head. Oh. No, you see nothing. Garfield lives, thrives, dwells in the dark. Wow, you took out that rat right quick, huh? And that one too. Well, thank you for earning me a dinner. Much obliged. Absolutely whiffed it. Saves come. Gotta get back into the rhythm. A 1. A 2. A 3. Shit. Sneak up to 12. Well, never mind. Cease. Desist. Your rattan ways are rotten. I have never, and I don't think ever, will get past the yeah. They're putting their full might into that. They have no chill to give. Not a bit, not an ounce, not even a gram worth of chill. Oh, huh? Ah, another one. I'm trying to be pacifist! Do you like this? Do you see what you've done to me? Your rattan ways, your pseudo-scavenry, taking my poor, earnest, honest member of the radiant, righteous riders, turning him all kinds of dark, evil, and twisted, from a pacifist into a passing fist. Over encumbered, you say? Well, what if I eat an entire 6 wheels of cheese? What do you say about that then, huh? It's too... Ah, yes. Roasting rat over fire on spit. Let me just rotate that gently. And bam, right then, right there, get anything that I need right out of it. And turn it back, just as the most perfect bit of politeness, of platitude, of kindness for whoever started it. First try. Supersize, extra fries. Ooh, that is, not ideal. Not ideal at all, good sirs. And or madams, no judgment. I don't mean to misgender you! I was behind things, lads. I was against the rules! And we see what happens when you break the rules. You become a member of the Stinkin' Logs, where you all now are not but stink. Stank. And perhaps a little bit of stunk. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna happen either. Okay, well, come on, guys! Time for a good old beatdown! Catch his hands, boy! Catch his hands! Catch his hands, boy! Yeet. Alright, back to pacifist mode. I surely have no foul intentions, I promise. Your lives are safe as can be, with me, Garfield, you see. As long as you don't make a big kerfuffle and commotion. At my quiet in the dark motion! Alright. And that went better too. Happily so. My man deadass just laid down, with the rat tail sticking out and all. At least, in his passing, he's fashionable as can be. Gotta give him big ups for that. No voice acting? Or did I just... There we go. I'm glad that no matter what edition, there's always just that perfect Bethesda jank. Perfectly summed up in that motion. Having gotten our first little session in, rolled thoroughly as it was, and getting accustomed with all of the control schemes and details of making this all work together here with us today, we didn't get too terribly far into it. But in the time that we have had, despite a few shortcomings that could probably be fixed up with a little bit of patching over here, or maybe a little bit of modding over here, so far I'm digging it, I'm liking it, maybe even slowly but surely convincing me that I'm loving it. Thus far, genuinely it does play, like all the other folks are saying, like old Oblivion, and in that, it has its shortcomings and its greatnesses. But no matter what, it is what it is. Oblivion through and through, at least so far as it's come, and I'm curious to see if it holds up with that. I thank you all for joining us here today. If you liked what you saw, please do feel free to like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about it, whether you did or didn't like it. And of course, check out all of our links below to X, Instagram, Spotify, BitChute. And if you think it's worth a little bit of your monies, take a one-time donation over to our Stream Elements, or if you'd care to, there's always the Patreon right there next to it. And without further ado, I hope that you all never miss your opportunities.